Bashtards. That's you, and that's me. Hey, it's Dirk. It's Dirk Weekdays. It is Tuesday. It is Speedy Tuesday. As always on Tuesday, we celebrate the Speedmaster because it's the weekly national holiday for the Omega Speedmaster. For all you lovers out there, I think everybody's got to have one in their collection. When you're a watch freak, you might be a Seiko guy, you could be a Rolex guy, you could be a Jaeger LeCoultre guy, a Vacheron guy. You could be any of those guys. But you know what? You got to have a Speedmaster, and you can have it in so many configurations. I've decided that every Tuesday, what I'll bring to you before the Bastards Gallery, and we've got Ray, Andrew, Angelo, Steve, Angelo again, Ken, Dan L, Dean, John Playo. We've got a whole bunch of people lined up for the Bastards Gallery. And if you want to send your pictures to the Bastards Gallery, remember it's basharddirk@gmail.com. Yes, that's basharddirk@gmail.com. You share with me, I share with the world. It could be your watches, because that's how we kind of started, and we've evolved into something else. It could be your share with the gang. Be a bastard. And you could do that by www.patreon.com/ibashers, or you could just tune in every day, Tuesday through Thursday for Dirk Weekdays, Classic Bashers on Fridays, and Sunday Mass with yours truly. How are you all doing today, and who is in the room? It's Andrew Wolgovich starting out, as always, everyone's favorite head cheerleader with Canadian $2. He's working until 5:30, which means he'll get half an hour of the show. Upvote and subscribe. So yeah, I just, in the subtitle, I got so many emails over the weekend, and thanks so much to the beautiful Michaela de Chatillon and the big guy Sheen O'Malley yesterday for a fun Watch Fashion Police, where we talked about all the fashions at the Met Gala. And I think it was just the tip of the iceberg. So probably next week we'll have a lot more to cover. For those of you who didn't look at it, or I don't know if there's a place to watch it, there probably is. I mean, it was very subdued compared to past years. There were actually people wearing suits and gowns as opposed to pop art and the like stupid, silly things that it kind of turned into for a while, but it's a lot better than it was. I thought there was some really good looking stuff. However, we did not see a whole hell of a lot of wrist action, and that's unusual because usually you get to see some stuff. I'm sure with the research we do this week, we'll find out some stuff and bring that to you. But anyway, back to the emails from the weekend. Everybody's been saying to me, Dirk, I have so much fun. Bastards is so great. I'm a bastard. You're a bastard. Wouldn't you like to be a bastard too? Yeah. They're like, you guys, you only have 2,030 something subscribers. I know. I don't know. Listen, this is my first rodeo. I've watched a lot of other channels grow slower. I've seen some of them just kind of stagnate for a long time. I've seen some of them grow like amazing amounts very quickly. And then there's that whole, that argument about, I didn't even know what this was until kind of recently. Somebody told me about fake subs and fake views. And I mean, that's not my bag, because then they're not bastards, and you guys are the bastards. So why would anybody? I found out how you engage in that. It just sounds completely illegal and sounds like YouTube would shut us down. And I don't want to do that anyway, because this is a fun, honest channel where everybody's really nice to one another. And if you want to be a bastard, just hit the thumbs up or the upvote, depending on where you come from, and just subscribe if you can, because the more subscribers we get, the more I could do with the channel. And I am planning, in the planning stages, probably within the next 2 weeks or so, I want to do something special for the Bastard audience. I want to do one of the walkabouts that a lot of everybody's been requesting. I do live in New York City. In New York City, when you live there, you don't go to any of the national monuments or major attractions, or you just don't do it because you live here. It's like if you lived in Rome or if you lived in Paris or, wherever. You just don't tend to go. So what I want to do for the Bastards is I'm going to do a walkabout. So I'm going to get one of those, selfie stick thingies and log in, and it won't be the same interaction because I'll just be kind of narrating because it'll be sunny probably, or maybe not. And maybe thinking about a trip either to Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, some of the big sites. There's a lot to see in New York. So I could break it up. There's a thing called the Circle Line, which has been around since way before. As a matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody in my familia is around. I do believe that my parents met on a Circle Line. It's a boat that goes around Manhattan, serves drinks and sightseeing, et cetera, et cetera. And I do believe that there was like a charter boat for the airline folks. And I do believe that my mom was there with another date and my father was there solo. And I think that's how they met. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I know. So the Circle Line is this really cool boat, and it goes past all the great sites. So I thought that might be a great way to start out the Dirk walkabouts on Dirk weekdays. I might do it on Sunday for Sunday Mass. I'll put feelers out there for what days you guys would want. Obviously, it'll still be on the YouTube platform for you to download and enjoy and watch at a later date. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, and that, that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I have to just figure out how to get that all done to get this channel to where it deserves to go for the long haul, because I love doing it for you guys every single day. Well, almost every day, Tuesday through Thursday and Sunday. And then Friday, of course. Well, it is every day. It's one day I have off is Saturday. So I'm doing it every day. Wash Mat Fashion Police on Monday. So let me know what you think about that and what destinations you want Dirk to go see on the Bastards, on the iBashers channel, Dirk Weekdays. What would you like to see in New York? And also, listen, I'm not far from other places too. New York's on the East Coast. You let me know what sounds good to you, and I'll take all of that into consideration, and you can send that to basherdirk@gmail.com. I'm listening. And for that, my dearest Andrew, $2 Canadian. Because, man, can that Dirk talk and take left turns and right turns and left turns and right turns. That's kind of how we do it. Dave, Fahrenheit 451, upvote to number 3. Carolyn Martin, the girl with the wrench. Pretty much the only wrench I got on my channel. Sheen's got a wrench, Timmy's got a wrench, and Carolyn Martin. She's certainly the only woman, the queen. So there you go. Carolyn Martin with her beautiful ridgeback. Good to see you. In the chats, Ray, today I've mostly been repairing walls, wearing a G-Shock, of course, as you should be. Your spelling reminds me of that girl from Reindeer. What is it called? Baby Reindeer. I know you wrote it fast, dearest Ray. Love you. Man, is that show disturbing? Holy smokes-a-rooney. Sheen said he busted through the whole thing while we're watching Fashion Police. So he's seen the entire thing. I am up to episode 4 or 5. There's 7, I believe. And it was so dark. She's a lunatic. It's way more than her, the stalker broad who does this to him. He's got a whole bunch of things going on in his brain. But she texts him and everything says sent by an iPhone, and she doesn't. You can plainly see she doesn't have an iPhone. So she writes sent by my iPhone, because it used to say that 100 years ago, or whenever iPhones came out, 2007. I remember the first iterations, they said that, and man, was that weird. But it's dark. But she misspells everything. You didn't misspell everything, but you know what I'm talking about. Dave Fitzsimons hitting the iBash's red carpet with 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. Man, that sounds like heaven. First one probably is gone already because the first pint goes down in 2 seconds flat. Isn't that the truth? So help us God. I don't know, like the 2 weeks ago? God, time is flying so fast. I met up with one of the superb Bashtards, Shag Daddy Rocks, who's an old friend of mine, Patrick. We talk, but we don't get to see each other as often as we'd like to. And he was here with Pal doing some Mets activity, and I went to meet them, and I said, oh yeah, I'll get, because I like shitty beer. I just like had a Rataburger or whatever that is. I just like kind of pills, or just a very boring lager. And I mean, I think I drank that pint in 11 seconds, and then the second one takes an hour. Crazy time, but that sounds fun. Let's bash indeed, Dave Fitzsimons. Angelo Minichello. Hey, Dirk and all. Hello to you, dear one, with your beautiful Venti watch. I hope you're enjoying it in good health, and I hope you got all those tests done, my friend. Tell us in the chat if you got all those follow-up tests that your doctor said that took you off the live unboxing, because you're more important than any stupid watch. That's all I gotta say. We like them. They're just watches. You, however, are Angelo Minichello. Kevin Hawthorne, good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Good evening to you, sir. I remind everybody in this Bastard community that this is kind of the community where we hold the door open and say please and thank you. He goes a step further, and he gives his time freely to let people in the Lakeland, Florida area know how to get there, where, and everywhere with his infinite knowledge and expertise. He does it as a service, so thank you for your service, Mr. Kevin Hawthorne. Ivar is here, my second favorite stream. Oh, no, Emma Vigeland owns my heart. So Minority Report is my favorite stream. Well, everybody's got to have a favorite stream, right? I can't be everybody. Carolyn Martin says everybody can't be my favorite stream, but thank you so much. Dean, hey, Dirk and Bashers. Yes, Dean, hello to you. And Dufresne. Ooh, new Federer documentary. Tell me where. How do I not know that? You know who I'm talking to. There's one Bastard out there who I'm talking to. I like anything about it. Roger Federer. I'm a tennis fan. I have been for a very, very long time. And it's funny, I don't really go to the U.S. Open. By the way, the U.S. Open is held in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, in the beautiful Provence of Queens, New York, where I reside. And I have my entire life, mostly, other than summers here and there and everywhere. And I can literally get there in 15 minutes. And I used to go all the time, and I don't go so much anymore. Because, Roger's retired. And for me, it was my era is Andre Agassi. I was the biggest Andre Agassi fan for the longest time. And Pete Sampras was the nemesis. Of course, tremendous respect for him. Legendary, but the most boring tennis player in the history of boring. I mean, he's the most boring. He was brilliant beyond belief, but it looked so like the way Roger does it effortlessly. He does it like he's some kind of prince. It's so effortless and graceful, and like a ballet dancer on the court. Everything, you can see his mind working. You see that when you're watching a return, especially on a first service, for tennis fans out there. I don't want to get technical or anything. That's really the meat and potatoes of the men's game is first service, which means, if you get it in the lines on the first serve, making a shot unreturnable with aces, and an ace just goes right out. It's unhittable. There's a couple of guys out there like Novak Djokovic, who everybody dislikes. I think that's universal. His fans are, I loved him in the beginning. I thought he was funny, comedic. And then I realized, no, he's just a sourpuss. And that's a shame, because he comes from extremely interesting roots, war-torn Serbia, even though Serbia is kind of, they started it. But that has nothing to do with the people. Remember that. War has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with the governments. So, and we don't go there here. Mostly we don't, but doesn't make, Serbians bad. It just made the people who were running the show bad. And there's a little bias on my side because Paul's half Croatian, and I have spent time in Croatia, and the people are absolutely beautiful, lovely, and wonderful. But I know tons and tons and tons of beautiful Serbians. I mean, at the end of the day, they're the same people, kind of, sort of, aren't they? But Novak, I don't know. And, I can't love Rafael Nadal. As brilliant and beautiful and amazing and wonderful as that guy is, he's the guy that was always Roger's nemesis. So I just can't. I can't, because I am Team Roger Federer all the way. I love everything about that guy. I love his game. I love his persona. I love his elegance. I love the fact, I know Novak speaks like 9 or 10 languages now. I mean, it's crazy. But Roger speaks 7 fluently. And just the way he would gracefully lose or more gracefully win and always congratulate his team, the opponent. He's an amazing guy. Love him. Thank you so much for turning me on to that. I didn't know there was a new Roger. And of course, Rolex. Roger and Rolex. Is there anybody else they could get? Here's the question of the day. And I already know the answer. Is there anyone in the world that Rolex could hire that would be better than Roger Federer? Is there? I think not. Prove me wrong. Nick Sisto says, hello all. Hey, Nick Sisto. You look at that handsome mug and that beautiful lady. Del Boy Z.A. How is you? Melly C, everybody's favorite cat mama and Snoopy aficionado and all that. It's so funny. I wore 3 watches today, right? I woke up this morning and ran errands with my Charlie Brown watch, courtesy of the beautiful Melly C. And this afternoon, I was like, you know what? I haven't given the Seiko any time, so I had the Seiko on, but it's Speedy Tuesday, so I have to wear my Speedmaster. I do. So every week, I'm going to choose, every Speedy Tuesday, I'm going to go into the annals, the catalogs, the records of Speedmasters and pick out the ones that always did something to me, something kind of special, and I'm going to pull it up and talk about, because there's so many Speedmasters to be had. Carolyn Martin with $19.99. I want to support Dirk's vision for us. Well, aren't you the lady with the kindest heart? And she is, because I've gotten to know her. And let me tell you something about Carolyn Martin. I know she's you know her from a couple of other streams. And she's been one of my biggest cheerleaders ever since I started this thing. We've had a wonderful little phone friendship and more, and a better woman I have not met. She's an exemplary model of humanity. So thank you so much for that. And that's $19. What are we going to give you for that? It can't be that. It's got to be. You got to tell me what you want, right? Tell me what you want. Does anybody remember that band Zebra? Tell me what you want. Yeah, kind of a tell me what you want. Kind of squeaky voice. I'm going to give you the powerful Gong Woman, as all of her gongs are in song. Gong Woman, Gong Woman, Gong Woman. Thank you, Carolyn Martin, for that. You're a lovely person. Ray says Bulova Museum in the Empire State Building. I didn't even know there was a Bulova Museum in the Empire State Building, but Ray, for you, I'm going to go there. Absolutely 100%. Because I could get to the Empire State Building from this chair in about 10, 12 minutes. 1 stop, 2 stops, 1 block. Michaela de Chatillon. If I don't get a wrench, I'm suing for emotional damages. Well, you know what? I can't give out wrenches because you know what? I started out as the sidekick, and then the powers that be made me the host of a show, and I'm so grateful for it. So you know who to speak to when you say you want a wrench. I think you should have one. Absolutely. Get rid of the riffraff. Do you know? I mean, I've got power to ban people here, but I don't know if it gives me a wrench. I mean, I have one, obviously, but I don't have the power to hand them out. But I think you deserve one, you incredible. Did you watch her yesterday? First of all, can we talk about Watch Fashion? It was one of the best episodes we've ever done. And it was all because of her, because she was on fire yesterday. Absolutely on fire. Smart, funny, all the things that you know and love about her. It was ridiculous, but she was on fire. You should definitely get one, but we'll talk to the big guy about that. Dean, Dirk, sure. Can you get enough super chats for a drink and snacks? Do it, Tim, right. Yeah, I'm not good at the tin can, man. I'm just so bad at shaking the can. I'm not good at that, and I know it's required. I know Timmy travels all over the planet. Like, hey, guys, I'm going to Geneva. Pony up. I'm like, people have said, well, you're doing a show. Shows cost money, blah, 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 blah. I said, great. That's great. I mean, like Sheen always says, like, he never says super chat. He never says upvote and subscribe. And, he's done really well. But I guess that's an anomaly. I don't know. I'm just going to be me. And just every once in a while, just let you guys know that if you could upvote and you could subscribe or tell a friend. Because while it's really cool to have a really small club, it's just long term, I would love to get to, do these pledge drives so we can get up to at least, like right now we're at 2,000 some odd. I'd love to get up to 3,000, then 4,000. And then once you get there, once you get to like 4,000, then YouTube, the gods, the powers that be at YouTube will finally throw you into the algorithm where iBashers will show up in this, not in searches, but in suggestions. I did a couple of experiments this week and I was like, wow. You know what? I'll go to my YouTube channel and I'll show you what you wouldn't believe some of the crap they're suggesting to me. I'm like, I don't like that. Then I'll tell you another very funny story. And actually, I could do that now, but this is a super chat. I guess I got to get to. Thank you, Dean. Hey, Dean, here he is again. £4.99. That's like $500 US. Here is a beer stop for your New York walk. More beer super chats on the day. Aren't you a killer? Thank you so much. That's amazing. Let's do cowbell. You get cowbell. Thank you so much for that. And first beer's on you, second beer's on me. Steve Moreno is here. Hello, all. We'll be busy next few weeks, but we'll tune in. Where are you going, Steve Moreno? Ever since he joined the chat, he sends pictures. This is a perfect example of a bastard, right? Shows up, says a couple things, eases in there, and sends me lots of pictures for the Bastards gallery and a terrific all-around chap. Thank you so much for that. What do you go for $20? That's going to be, let me see, where will we go? There's so many now for me to choose from. That's the problem. Machine has built so many of these things here. So I'm going to go. I like that guy. He's cool. I mean, he's not Gone Woman, but who is? So the Boulevard Museum. Okay, that's definitely going to happen. Nick Sister says, don't forget the Staten Island Ferry. It's free and the best views of the Statue of Liberty. Now, there's this really cool, mysterious island that not a whole hell of a lot of people know about, and it's called Governor's Island. Now, I have been there. I think it was for, Paul is involved with the SS United States. He's the New York chair. For those of you who don't know what that is, the SS United States is the largest ocean liner and the fastest. It holds the blue ribbon in both directions to this day. It was commissioned in 1952. And it was decommissioned in 1969. But she lives in Philadelphia currently, and he and his gang of friends, very much like the people involved in the TWA, which Paul was involved in that. She was saved. They got partners. They turned the TWA terminal into a hotel, and I've stayed there overnight. It was amazing. I'll do that too. We'll go stay in the TWA hotel and plane watch and go around and look at all the mid-century era Saarinen architecture. That's fun, right? And I love that place. And we'll get schnockered while we're there because it's a great bar. It's the Paris Lounge. It's the Lisbon Lounge and the Paris Cafe. Yeah, so the Staten Island Ferry, I'll definitely do that. It is free. It just goes to Staten Island. No offense to anybody. Who's from Staten Island? You know who's born in Staten Island? Christina Aguilera. She's the most famous person from Staten Island. It lets you off in a place called St. George, which there's a theater there called the St. George Theater, which this is like what, did that light blink on me? We were involved in the restoration of that, not involved, but helping to rally the masses because it was a beautiful Adirondack architecture theater, and it is now beautiful and open. I've seen many artists there. It's beautiful. So yeah, I could do that same day. I could do the Staten Island Ferry because you can catch it right by, and then I could do the Liberty line and go to the Statue of Liberty. I think that, New York, when you think of New York, what do you think of first? You used to think of the Empire State Building. And by the way, for all of you who haven't been here or haven't been here in a long time, when you are driving into the city and you see, it looks like, the Wizard of Oz. You don't see the Chrysler Building and you don't see the Empire State Building anymore because the dickhead F-wads who decided to just rape this town decided to sell all these properties to all these morons, and they built these towers so big that you can no longer see the most important buildings in New York. They built these gigantic One Vanderbilt Plaza, 245 Park, I think that's what it's called. They're just giant sticks, and it's really ruined the skyline, and it's taken the whole aesthetic beauty of it when you felt like you were going to Oz. It's really shitty and horrible. That's my rant. Dave says Michaela would make a superb channel wench. Wrench, not wench. Hey, Angela Minichello update. Tests all done for another year. Doc says, whatever I'm doing, keep doing it. That's all we wanted to hear, pal. That's all we wanted to hear. Michaela Deshatillon, actually have never even taken a second to figure out the purpose of a wrench. It's like a little superpower. So when somebody says, something grotesque or stupid or, ruins the show, and people do try to ruin various shows. I've had 2 people try to do that. I don't know who they are or what they want from me, and whatever. It's just trolls. So it gives you the power to ban them for a while, ban them for a little while, ban them forever, or call the police. Francisco Fonseca. Good evening, Dirk and the Bashtards, all the way from Portugal. Drinking some red wine to spice things up. Amazing lives. You rule. Oh, man. I love your beautiful country. I've talked about it several times on my show. I don't know where you are in the beautiful country of Portugal, but I haven't been there in a long time. You were still on the Escudo. It was 1999. I went to visit my friend Mary first in Lisbon. First we went to Lisbon, stayed at the York House, and I have like my room key from there somewhere here. And then we took the train down to the Algarve, and we stayed in Quinto do Lago, right outside of Albufeira, drank beautiful wine, incredible food, incredible fado music, and it was just one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. And all I can say is this is controversial, bring it to me, but I'm a cook, and I love Italian food, but the best olive oil I have ever tasted in my life is hands down from Portugal. It is so complex, and the color and the flavor and the aroma, it is just amazing. And back in the day, I brought home tons of oil as gifts for people, and they came in these little tins, and I think they were the equivalent of like 25 or 50 cents. And now I actually make pilgrimage. There's 2 olive oils that I absolutely love. One of them is from Sicily, and the other one is from Portugal. And I actually have to take the Long Island Railroad to go to a town called Mineola, which has a little section called Little Portugal. And I go there, and it's dwindling. The Portuguese population is moving away. I don't know where they're going, but they're taking their olive oil with them, and that is very sad to me. Thank you, Francisco. John Doe, yeah, Roger's grace is godlike. He's the greatest. Is there anybody more gracious and beautiful? And the guy, remember when he came out, he used to have the ponytail and the little bandana. And he was a little bit of a smart arse. And it wasn't that, it was just that he was so good that people were jealous of him, and they had to, acclimate to who he is. And now, of course, he's the benchmark of sportsmanship. Roger Federer, the benchmark of sportsmanship. That is his legacy, because there has never been a sportsman like Roger, gracious in winning and gracious in defeat. Amazing guy, amazing. Dave says Ivan Lendl was my favorite because he looked different than all the others. Because Ivan Lendl is looks like he just got out of prison. He always had that look. He always looked mean. Incredible backhand. Incredible. Scotty H says, how about a Godfather? Welcome back, Lord H. Great to see you on the channel. As always, we love you, Scotty H. A Godfather walkabout. That's doable. It sure is. Do you know that their house is on Staten Island? How about that? The compound from Godfather Part 1. And that wall in front to make it their compound, that was fake. They built that. It's just a house on a street, but it's got some property, and people actually live there. The house is still there. Unfortunately, a lot of things that were in that movie are definitely gone, like the restaurant in the Bronx. There's so many things to think about. Oh, Scotty H, what hath you done to me? Now I'm gonna have to think about a Godfather walkabout. Does that sound good to you guys? I'll totally do it. Yeah. Carolyn Martin says, cowbell. You just want a cowbell for nothing? There you go. One. That's a triangle. Where are the cowbells? So many. Just because she requested it, she gets it. Bobby Dazzler with his bluesy, trance, push, strange world. Let's see, Dirk. Do you want me to play music and get demonetized? Trance, push, strange world. I don't know that. This is the time when sprockets when we dance. I'm a people always say to me, and this is really funny because I'm not a dancer by any stretch of the imagination, though I think I could. I'm just too inhibited to do so. It takes a couple of drinks to get me out on the dance floor. But, people are like, but you're a natural performer. You get up there on stage in front of thousands of people and you're able to do that. But it's like, that's nothing. That's just walking around and making moves and trying to be cool and gesticulating and going, that kind of crap. There are actually people out there that can dance, and those are the people that should. Me. Anyway, Steve says, triangle for me every time. Noted. Triangle for you every time. Good to hear. Andy says, been at Flushing Meadow last year. Hey, wish they rebuilt the World Fair complex. Seen some photos from. Oh, Andy. Andy, let's talk. Because I live with the king of the World's Fair. And when I say that, I mean it. 39, 40, 64, 65 World's Fair are Mr. Paul's obsession in his life. We have an incredible amount of paraphernalia from both fairs. He's obsessed with them. There are a couple of things. There's only like the New York State Pavilion. There's a lot of stuff left over from 64, 65, the Unisphere, the New York State Pavilion. And I believe the only thing left is the New York, is the ice skating rink and the museum and the what do you call the thing that you're looking at the whole city? Forgive me for that word not coming to my brain right away. I think that's the only one left because that was extremely Art Deco. They had the Trilon and Perisphere in place of where the Unisphere is right now. And Paul does not have any tattoos. I have one tattoo, and it's right here. Or is it here? I don't even know because I got it a million years ago. It's that little doodad face. I got one. I'll never get another one. I'm a one tattoo person. I just got it for a reason. I never got one again. Paul does not have any tattoos, but he said if he ever did, it would be the Trilon and the Perisphere. But, when you're in your 50s, I don't think he's ever going to do it. But I'm supportive either way. So I could show you a ton of stuff from. If I went to Flushing Meadow Park, and I could get there. Like I said, I could get there in 15 minutes. We could go to the Unisphere. We could go over to the USTA. I'm not a member anymore. I used to be. I think it's still very cheap though to join. They used to have a place called the Aquacade, which was where they did all the water shows, like Esther Williams. Like they'd have mermaids and dancers and musicians, and it was this beautiful crescent-shaped theater, open theater with a pool and diving and all that kind of stuff. And they had the Singer Bowl, but the Aquacade was great because for a short time they turned that into a concert venue, and then they leveled it. But I have tons of photographs of that before that left. The problem with the 39 and 64, 65 World's Fair was during that really bad period of New York in the early 70s, it became a place where druggies used to go and congregate and do drugs and do all kinds of bad things. So, and they were abandoned structures because if you know how World's Fairs work, they build these beautiful, like the Chicago World's Fair, all that crazy stuff, Sevilla, all these World's Fairs, they build them out of like plaster and netting. So they're not real structures. They have facades and they look amazing. They have incredible artisans create them. It's more like Hollywood, imagery, Hollywood magic. Some of them remain because they put a little extra effort into it, like the New York State Pavilion. And the good news is, if you don't know what the New York State Pavilion is, it's a giant open rotunda that had a glass roof. You might have seen it from Iron Man 2, and it has these two towers, one with 3 levels, one with 2 levels. The good news is that after much, and Paul was involved in this too, because he's the preservation king. After much dedication and work, that thing is now being fully restored, and it had restaurants on the top of it. And I hope to God that they decide to reopen those up, because it's like It's like going to Paris and eating a Jules Verne in the Eiffel Tower, which would be really cool. And then on the floor of the rotunda of the New York State Pavilion was the map of the United States, which I'm told is being fully restored. That also became a concert venue. So thanks for asking. And there you go. Ray didn't realize Michaela had emotions. Be nice, because you are. Dean, £1.99. I have chainsaws far more better than a wrench. Do you really have a chainsaw? That's crazy town. I used one of those once, and it was the scariest thing I ever held in my hand. It really was. Thank you. Everybody loves that. I don't know what's going on in New York. Like allergy wise, it's just been not so fun. I don't know what's going on. Getting itchies. Alain Gilbert with Canadian 549. I'm going to sneeze. Trying to hold it back. Super sticker, Alain Gilbert. Bonsoir, monsieur. The super sticker gets you. I don't know if we're allowed to do that anymore, but I don't care. Bobby Dazzler. I can remember getting the ferry back into Manhattan from the statue in 2000, and the Twin Towers were lit up at the night sky and grew into the perspective. Yeah, I'm one of those New Yorkers that used to stare at the World Trade Center from the ground level and go, man, if these things ever fell, it would be so bad. And they're gone. And that really happened. And it happened 23 years ago. It's hard to believe that that really happened. And I know it's in the rearview mirror. I watched the entire thing happen from my roof because my friend Jane called me and said, can you come into work? And I was like, it was a Tuesday. It was my day off because Tuesday was always my day off. And I said, it was early in the morning. Just people are coming in here like crazy. I slept through like the first hit, but I saw the second one with my own eyeballs. I saw it. So Jane called me and she asked me to come in, and she said, something's happened at the World Trade Center. It's a fire. And I went, oh shit, really? So, put some clothes on and I went up the ladder because I live in an old New York style building, and I got I made a coffee, and my dog was still around then. And I said, I'll be right back. And I live on the top floor. So I climbed up the ladder and I opened up the hatch, and I'm 1 block or 2 blocks technically from the East River. So I have from my rooftop, I can see the entirety of Manhattan. It's right there. That's why always had a fireworks party every year. Everybody would come here and then we'd go watch fireworks. So I remember I looked around and then I saw it, and I saw the one tower with smoke coming out of the top of it. And phones were still working at that point. Now I did have a cell phone because I got a phone. I had a cell phone. That was 2001. So I got one in 97. And I remember trying to call my stepmom-in-law, Julie, because I knew she was going down there that day. She was going to start a new job at a very big company that was anchored there. And I was like, wait a second, is that today her first day down there? And I tried to get a hold of her and I could not. And so then I called my sister, and I called my other sister, and we were all like, what's going on here? And I don't know where Paul was. He was like, I don't know where I think he was he at his mom? I don't know. He was not home. Don't remember actually. But my house became kind of like the place where everybody would crash land when they did call me, because there were no trains and no way to get in and out of the city but walking. People walking through the Midtown Tunnel, walking over the 59th Street Bridge. And I had a landline, and I'm not talking about like through the cable company, an actual like AT&T landline plugged into my wall that worked through the blackout and everything because it's low voltage. It just worked. It's like a tin can with string on it. So everybody said, are you there? And I said, yeah, come here. So I had a lot of people here. And I remember that day like it's yesterday. And I digress. But yeah. Bobby says magical memories from a bit of coming to New York. Yeah, it's a good town, man. It really is. If you want to see gigantic buildings, go to Dubai. Seeing nothing like it. What is there? Is there anything to do there? Can I be the guy, the spoiler? It's really hot. They have Scirocco's. Everything's insanely expensive. They have the Burj Khalifa, which of course I'd love to see, which was built by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, which is located here in New York, architectural firm. What is there to do in Dubai? I mean, I don't understand what you do when you get there. Have a great meze plate? I don't know. I mean, I do want to see it, but it's like there's so many other places on my bucket list, you know. Ray says that Lisbon is a but go. Ray, get on, get on. You live in Ireland. You kidding? You know how easy it is? EasyJet, Ryanair, right? Fresh fruit on Ryanair. Imagine. Will never happen. That's from Catastrophe. One of the funniest jokes. The Sharon Horgan's parents come over from Ireland to London where she lives, and my husband has a heart attack, and she goes, he said he smelled strawberries, but I'm like, fresh fruit on Ryanair. Because that will never happen. But it'll cost you $11, 11 euros to get on. Flies straight out of Shannon there. You could probably, from where you are. No, Shannon's the closest. Bala. Lisbon seems like a place I'll have to visit at some time. It's not that far, and it's really not expensive yet either. Now, it's probably not. I stayed at this place called the York House, and it was one of their most beautiful hotels. And I think it was like $149 a night, and it was gorgeous. And it used to be a convent, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It is Highland Hannah. Hey, Highland Hamish. Sorry, greetings from Inverness. Oh my God. So many stories about that tent. That was such a legendary place. I have never been to the beautiful country of Scotland. That is certainly on my bucket list, and I can't wait to go. Francisco Fonseca. I live in the middle of Portugal by the sea. We're all jealous. Close to one of the oldest university towns in Europe. Beautiful, amazing waves, amazing food, and still not destroyed with wild tourism. Figueira de Foz. That's what it's called, huh? Lucky you. People say, you're so lucky you live in New York. I'm like, you can have it, man. Show enough. The church from the film is also not. Oh, is it really? Okay. Well, you know, the cemetery is in Queens. It's called Calvary, and it is. If I jumped on my bicycle, 5 minutes. It's really big, and then it turns into Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn. But where they're standing with all the mausoleums, that I could get there literally in 5 minutes on my bicycle. It's that close. I could do a bike ride. You know, I could do a ride about. Well, that might be even better. I could do a ride about. I'll come up with a gizmo for the phone. Wouldn't that be cool? We'll go and I'll do like a Queen's tour. We'll go to the Lemon Ice King of Corona. Le Carré, the village of Corleone walkabout. Oh, well, I have to go to Sicily for that, wouldn't I? That would be hard. Show enough. Hey, Dirk, do you and Paul equally want to get out of New York? Which you say you're ready for Venice? No. I mean, I love Venice. I mean, it's my favorite place in the world. I miss the old New York, which is sadly gone. I can't blame you for wanting to leave. Let me give you, we'll talk about that in a second. First, I'm going to give you something worthy of your $10 blast. Thank you so much for that. Yes, equally yes. You know, the story with us is that I take care of Rose. He takes care of his mom. We have obligations in this town for now, you know, and it's not, I'm not waiting for people to die, but I'm waiting for the situations to change. We could do a 50-50 part there, part here for a while. But I eventually would prefer to live there full time. Just look at the crap that you guys all know, the crap I've been going through with the new landlords. It's just, I mean, it's the most indecent act of inhumanity in the whole wide world to do that to nice people like myself and Paul. We're very, very nice people, and beautiful elderly Rose, who's 87 years old. And you want to hear something shitty? I put this thing up on Facebook to signatures, you know, for courts and stuff. And I put it on Facebook, and there's a thing called the Long Island City Facebook page. And I put it on there, and the administrators took it off. And I wrote the guy a note, and I said, is there any reason why a long-term tenant from Long Island City who's seeking to justly stay in her home wouldn't be allowed to have that posted? And he said, it bums people out. That's what he said. I said, so you guys would rather talk about what hot restaurant is here? And he was like, it's more about that. And I said, get out of my town, because he's one of the new people, you know. Toaster McDonkey, everybody's favorite right-wing pundit, is here. I still remember the parades, partying, dancing, shooting in the air, screaming Allah Akbar in the streets. Some people were doing it, not all, but some of them were, you know. Yeah. Some people were doing it. Scotty H, shouldn't hold sneezes in. You can injure your eardrums. Like I haven't. You guys heard what happened to my eardrum, right? They had Laverne hair attached to my eardrum, and then I'm doing my test, going C sharp 6, F, G, A flat, you know, and then I'm like, and it turns out the whole 3 to 4K range was missing from my hearing spectrum because I blew it out from all the metal, from all that. Stupid, and crazy and stupid. Yeah. So let's get into the Speedmaster of the day. Thank you, Scotty H. We love you. Thank you so much. I'll finish up with the rest of the chats after we do the Bastards gallery, but I just want to get into today's choice for Speedmaster of the day. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Speedmaster Perpetual Calendar 1750037.50. And it is crazy because this watch was made for the Japanese market only. Let's get a big picture of that. Can we get it in there? You gonna give it to me? It's a weird site. So let me blow that up. Could you blow this up? There you go. That's not great looking. Okay. I hate this site, by the way. Look at this thing. You going to settle in there, buddy? Come on. There you go. There you go. This watch is gorgeous. And it was made for the Japanese market only in 1991. It has a caliber 1160, which is based on the ETA 2892, I believe, dash A2. It's a 39.7 millimeter case, 27 joules, beats it 2880. By the way, it is considered the most complicated watch Omega has ever made. Now, of course, it's based on an ETA, but it's been highly changed up by Omega. It's got day, date, leap year, month, perpetual calendar, and a chronograph module. So it's got hours, minutes, small seconds, and moon phase. It's a really, really beautiful piece. And I chose that because I think it's beautiful. And I don't think anybody really knows about these. There's a lot of Japanese watches that I'll plan to show you guys, because they're crazy for the Speedmaster. Let me take my banner off the screen. And show you the rest of these pictures. Where are they? Okay, so that's it in its box. Yeah. See, it does. Okay, that's cool. Beautiful watch. 1991. And it was for the 700th anniversary of Switzerland. How about that? But yet Japan got it and we didn't. By the way, don't think you can go out there and go grab one because they're trading for about 23 to 24 grand, which is a lot of money. But they're beautiful. At one time, they were $3,500 because nobody wanted them whatsoever. Scotty H says 26. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah. Ray says JBB correct. Dubai was built by modern slavery. I'll tell you a quick little story about Dubai. I might have said this before, and if I did, say Dirk, shut up. Friend of mine is Irish. His brother lived in Dubai. He went to go visit them. They had a woman from the Philippines working for them. She didn't have a phone. She didn't have a passport. And he asked why. And she said, because your brother took them. And he confronted his brother. And his brother said, that's just kind of how it works. They do contracts. And we have to hold that stuff so they don't leave. And he said, that's slavery. So this woman one night cried to him and said that when she first got there, she worked for somebody else. And she was traded to his brother she was traded to his brother. She worked for somebody and they were not nice and they got rid of her because they wanted a younger model. And she was traded to his brother and she already had a contract with this other guy. So the guy gave this guy's brother this passport and all that stuff. And her money was being held in escrow until she was done with her contract, which is another 3 years. And she cried to him. She goes, I'm not allowed to call my parents. I'm not allowed to call my children. I'm not allowed to call anybody. So he went to the bank and he took out $5,000. He went into wherever, got her passport, and he took her to the airport and he put her on a plane home, because that's what happens there. I mean, what the fuck? That is just horrific. Steve says he was working in a downtown high-rise when the attacks occurred. Yeah, everybody should have got out. There was a lot of misinformation. You watch all those things now. It's like, you're fine. Stay there. We knew somebody who worked in Windows of the World, which is the restaurant on the top, and which had one of the biggest wine collections in the world. We knew the guy that worked in the cellar, which was on the 110th floor. And he got out. He said, they said, stay where you are. And he said, fuck this. And he left. So there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for that, Steve. Time to get to the Bastards Gallery. Bastards Gallery. I got to get a theme song ready for Bastards Gallery, don't I? I missed a couple Sunday, so let me get to it now. This is beautiful. What an amazing picture. Wow, look at that. Now, hold on a second. I want to see. Is this who I think it is? Let me make sure it is before I do this. That photograph is beautiful. That's Andrew's mom at 18. How about that? Andrew's mom at 18. Let me put that back on the screen so I'm not a total dick. She's beautiful, man. I can see where she gets. You actually look a lot like her, because you're a very handsome fellow. What a beautiful lady. Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Andrew. Where's my earrings? Ray says, here's me post box. Here's me post box. Oh, he's got a cub, Seiko Super Cub. You got a lot of Boulevard, a lot of Seiko. Looks great. Great shot. Hey, well, you got a new camera, pal? Because look how great that shot is. I know I'm always bitching about your camera, but that looks great. And I love that watch. Super cool. That's great. Thanks, pal. Cheers. That's a gorgeous watch, man. Back of me post office. I love this. His post box is hilarious. You guys ever see this? If you're new to the channel, and you might be. Beautiful. That's the back of that's his actual post box. That's where he lives, man. That's in the west, as far west of Ireland as a person can possibly get. I'm just saying. It's far west. Angelo Minichello with some turntable and other action, because we love to look at everybody's audio too. This is beautiful. Oh shit. Turntables are so expensive now. It's a Yamaha. It's beautiful. It's a big beast, huh? Direct drive or belt drive? Oh, wow. That is big. Oh, wow. Oh, doesn't that look great? Nothing sounds as good as vinyl. I don't care. And I used to be a digital hooer. I used to prefer, I was a digital, until I realized that digital's got this very strange kind of digital distortion that happens with old recordings, and it drives me bananas. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. That is, what are you listening to on there? Can I see what that is? Any way to tell? Oh, you're listening to Yaz. The only way I know that is because it says Clark and Moyer on it. I mean, Clark. How many bands did that guy start? 3? Depeche Mode, Yazoo, or Yaz, depending on where you lived, and Erasure. I love Erasure. One of my favorite bands. I love him. Oh, and his little single sing, love and hate, what a beautiful combination, sending shivers up and down my spine. I love his voice, man. Andy Bell, one of my favorites. Okay, Melly C. Did I get these the other day? I don't care. I'm going to show them again, because they're in a weird order, because I missed one. She got her Pepsi. I don't know. What are we calling this, Melly? What are we calling it? Her Timex. We're just going to call this the Bandit, right? The Pepsi Bandit. Isn't he the cutest thing ever? Could a watch look more perfect on a lady? Look at that. I think, first of all, I think Pepsis and Cokes look amazing on ladies. I just think they do. Look at this thing. I love it. Look at that clasp. Fantastic. I know I showed it on Sunday Mass, but hey, it's fine to show it again. It's because I realized I had missed a couple, so I want to make sure I got them. Steve Moreno back on the case with the super chats, with the cool comments, and with the Bastards Gallery. And what does he got here? Oh man, look at that thing. Is that faded? Is that because you're out on a schooner or you're just out? What? How come that looks Tudor-esque? It looks so lime green. How did this occur? And man, is that the most beautiful sub I've ever seen? I mean, it's certainly not a Kermit or a Sermit anymore. A Chedmetto. What would you call this, Steve? I'm so curious as to what the. Oh, look at this shit, Commodore 120. Oh my God, I had a Commodore. Oh my God, look at this old shit. Holy crap, the 1571. Oh man, I have a bunch of my old computers, but nothing that old. Shit, but my sister Pat probably has it or did. My sister had the worst flood because we had like a typhoon hit New York a couple of years ago, and she got slaughtered. Look at this. You have games and stuff. You nerd. Look at that. This was right up my street. I had most of that stuff. Oh, man. I had it in my basement, my Commodore. Actually, I think my sister Pat bought it. And I just said, nine. Wow. And then she moved in with her kids. And we got a Nintendo 64, which I have. And I have all the games that I played with my twin nieces and my nephew, Michael. And there were cool games on there. Zerk. Crap. Steve Moreno, legendary, man. That is fantastic. Wow. Angelo's back. Angelo, Mini Killer, with some very interesting things to look at. Sending shivers up and down my spine. All, because Andy Bell sounds a lot like Alison Moyet. They have that really sound like that. They have a certain tone. Alison Moyet, oh man, what a singer. What the hell is this? It's a Geiger counter? Wow. Some serious Japanese stuff. That is cooler than hell, man. Looks like a Geiger counter. Oh, look at this on the wrist, man. Wow. I don't like screws on watches, but I like this thing. Oh, wow. Did you say what it is? Let me see if he says what it is. I don't know what it is, but I gotta do it. I don't know where to go. It is called an Otsuka Low-Tech. Oh, wow. Hey, Dirk, wanted to send you this link to the interview and co-founder of Chief Bottle Washer. Okay, cool. Look at this thing. Oh, man, amazing. Oh, wait, there was more. Sorry, Angelo. There was more. Let me get to it. Hold on. Oh, there's the back of the watch. Sorry. It happens. I miss them every once in a while, and I apologize if I do. I still love you. I still love you. That is cool. Otsuka Low-Tech. Look at this thing. Wow. Miyota. Okay, there you go. 24 joules. That's a rock solid movement that'll last all night. Like a Timex, that'll take a licking and keep on taking. And what year is that? Because it's got an exhibition case back, which was so rare, man. It's crazy town, just absolute crazy town. Ken is here. Hey, Ken, what do you got going on for us today? Some vintage Hamilton? We love it. Thank you so much. You share with me, I share the whole world. Just send your pictures to basharddirk@gmail.com. Look at this thing. That's a clock. Hamilton, Lancaster, PA, USA. Amazing. Wow. This Hamilton chronometer watch model is protected with a safety setting device. Look at that. It gives you instructions. Oh, it is a watch. Oh, it's in the box. Oh, it's a stopwatch. Oh, man. You have cool stuff. Wow. Oh, man, is that beautiful. Does anybody else just get like the That is just a wow. Movement, Woody. Holy mackerel. Look at that thing. Wow, it almost looks like a modern day Panerai, right? Wow. Like they did it first and they did it way back when, didn't they? Incredible. Wow, thanks for that. Everybody's going to love that in the chit chats. I know that for a fact. Mr. L, Danny L, showing off his Rolex. Rolex, no Speedmasters today, kiddies? Let's blow that up. Look, he's in the garden with his beautiful Submariner with the green bezel, otherwise known as the Starbucks and or the Kermit. Look at that, a little bit of a loom shot. I much prefer this over the full green. I'm just not a big fan of that. I love the look of this watch and I love that green, but I do want to talk about that lime green. I need to know more, and I hope you said something in the chats if you're here. And I know that you are. Thank you, Danny L, for those beautiful shots. Yeah, the Hulk. I don't know, man. Dean, with all of his beautiful horticultural goodness, is showing us the Eden Project. Let's have a looky-poo. Oh, that's amazing, huh? Wow. Oh, wow, that's cool. Now, the Montreal World's Fair had a geodesic dome in it, and you could visit that. You know, I'm not far from Montreal. I'm at about a 33-minute flight. Get to the airport, 32 minutes in the air, and I'm in Montreal. And that's a beautiful place. And my oldest friend, Mary, lives up there. So I go say, this is beautiful, man. Look at that. How big? Oh, that's huge. Wow. Oh, wow. Bit of art. Is this really ancient, by the way? Oh, look at that. I love geodesic domes. These are amazing. Oh, that's cool, Dean. Oh, wow. What's going on here? Is this where he stole Avatar from? This is the best part, though. This lady in the corner is the best part. Can I blow her up? How much further can I get that woman in the frame? Oh, I can get a good job. That's the best part. She's like, oh, look, it's Avatar. Oh, she's British. Look, it's Avatar, but they're black. Amazing. That it? Oh no, people eating in the geodesic dome. It's a garden, so it's a big greenhouse. Wow, cool. Oh, look at this. You know, when I went to the Expo Milano 2015, the World's Fair in Milan, England had an incredible padiglione. Their pavilion was amazing. I have to say, beautiful. Thank you for that. Amazing. That's very cool stuff. The Eden Project. Oh, it's in Cornwall. You know who lives in Cornwall? Tori Amos, the great pianist and singer. Best pop pianist I've ever seen. She can play classical. Look at this bluesy. Holy schmoly. Looking amazing. It's John Puleo. Wow. That is bright. What kind of sunshine? Look at that. Look how bluesy that looks in the sunshine. Wow. Wow. What a shot. It's a two-tone beauty, my friend. A two-tone beauty. Thank you, Mr. That is the 126613LB Bluesy. He was rocking his sub earlier for his Mother's Day brunch at the Eastwind Hotel and Spa. Thank you for sharing that. And Andrew posted a couple pictures from the website, and I'll just show you them because I'll get to these. These are definitely something I've been thinking about showing the crowd. These are some Speedmasters. Of course, that's the ill-fated 13, which never reached the moon. That's a really great looking watch. Those are expensive. I think that's the 3595.52. Yeah, .00. Then the 3597.17.00. This one, I've seen a bunch of these in real life in like a kind of exhibition style. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us because, yeah, maybe I'll pick one of those for the Speedmaster of the day next week. One of those, or the Soyuz. That's a great one. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just Martin. Look at that beautiful beast. What a beast. What a beautiful fella. Dogs are people too. As a matter of fact, they're better than people. What is that dog's name? And send more. Absolutely beautiful. with Grand Seiko. I didn't even notice the watch, dude. Sorry. You dazzled me with the dog, and that's all that matters. That's the Bastards Gallery, and thank you so much. Let me get back to the chats to see what I missed. Everybody's saying that Dubai has no appeal, but I mean, if you have to go there, if I had to go there, like somebody's paying me a shitload of money to do a birthday gig for some sultan's daughter, I would go do it, and then put me up at the Amman or whatever. But I don't know what's going to drag me over there. I really don't know. Thank you, Bala. Best joke I ever heard on plane was when I was on Spirit Airlines and they asked if there was a doctor on the plane. Jesus Christ. JBB says that Dubai's tallest building, which is called the Burj Khalifa, isn't even connected to a sewage system. They have a truck. Do you think really? Well, it's all sand. The whole town. I mean, that's such a fake. And they have absolutely no oil. They have to get all of their money from Abu Dhabi, which is crazy. And I'm not shitting on Dubai. If anybody's from Dubai, it's a beautiful, looks amazing. It looks fun, unless you're, whatever. But I know people who go there and they say we had nothing to do. They said eating was expensive, shopping was ridiculous. It was just really, really, really crazy. Oh, it's called the Masked Marvel, the Pepsi. Well, that's the character, so I guess we'll call it the Masked Marvel. The Masked Marvel, Masked Marvel Pepsi. Yeah, it's Pepsi. It's certainly not a Diet Pepsi. Steve Moreno says it's faded. Oh my God. It's like the Pepsis, man. Like, I don't love them until they're faded. And that is amazing. Now, I would want to find out where you went, and I would want to get one of those and put it under a lamp so it looks exactly like that. Dirk, are you referring to Andy Bell, who was in Ride and Oasis? No, I'm thinking of sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle in me throat. I'm thinking of and if I should falter a little something to make me sweeter, oh baby, refrain from breaking my heart. I'm so in love with you. He's the lead singer of Erasure, or Erasure, as Americans say, and Europeans say Erasure. Like Europeans say Les Paul, not Les Paul. No, I'm talking about him. Some call it limeade. I like it. You've got a limeade. That is that might be the sickest sub I've ever seen, dude. I absolutely, that was mind-boggling. Did everybody see that thing? Where's the comments on holy shit, why is that lime green? Unbelievable. He goes, it's not that Andy Bell, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never paid attention to Oasis because those two prats just drive me bananas. The Gallagher brothers. They're just a pack of you-know-whats. I'm not a big fan. They've had a couple of good songs, but it's not my thing. For fans of the Pet Shop Boys, says Steve Moreno, the BBC released several videos on YouTube. Yeah, I just watched a whole thing on them, and I absolutely love them. Who doesn't? Amazing. Yeah. Neil Tennant is the original Slim Shady white boy rapping on electronic music. Man, I couldn't agree with you more today, Mr. Steve Moreno. Absolutely true. Yeah, that's the current Starbucks that Danny L has. Yours is from 2097. It's amazing. 2000. I like it better. It's like 2097. It's from the future, and it got some kind of time warp incident. Yeah, Bala, I'm with you. I love green, but for some reason I'm not a Hulk fan. Stuff should be all black in my opinion, except Steve Moreno's case with that faded thing. Absolutely unbelievable. I love Johnny Marr. Who doesn't love Johnny Marr? Marcy might be a twat, and he's great. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like his whole meanie shtick. He's an irritable person. Who doesn't love Johnny Marr? Who doesn't love the Smiths? Amazing. They have a song called "We Hate It When Our Friends Become Successful." Isn't that nuts? Was Johnny Marr in the? If that's true, I didn't know anything about it. Anyway, guys and girls, that's my show for today. It is Speedy Tuesday. Speedy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me and all the Bastards Gallery, all the wonderful super chats who started out with Andrew, Carolyn, Dean, Steve Moreno, Dean again, Alain Gilbert, sure enough. Thank you so much for all the super chats and all the love. You have no idea what it means to me to be able to broadcast to you every single time I'm in in this chair. I just love it. And thank you so very much. Thank you for the Bastards Gallery, sharing all your stuff you share with me. I share it with the world. It is bastarddirk@gmail.com for all of your stuff. Or if you just want to send me a message and say, hey, Dirk, it's blah, 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 signed, blah, blah, blah. Anything you want to say, send it to Bashtards. That's the official communications. You can send me pictures, or if you just want to get to say hello and talk about the weather, it'd be fine. Thank you so very much, everybody, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, when you encounter a slightly irritable person, they just might be having a really bad day, or else they just might be a total